Hey now, ladies and gentlemen, hour number 4 of the line, Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. The news is now showing the video of the new video of the ICE-involved shooting, which again shows the officer going around her car. She sees the officer in front of her, and she cuts the wheel in the direction. There's really, I mean, if she's going forward, there's you're gonna hit the ICE officer. And she obviously sees this. The argument was originally that she was in fear for her life. She thought she was gonna die at the hands of ICE officers for simply the argument would have to be that she was going to die if she complied. Right? When officer said, get out of the vehicle. If that's your argument, if she was in fear for her life, that if she complied, the ICE officers would in fact kill her. So her decision instead was to try to drive off with an ICE officer standing right in front of the vehicle. And remember with what the last caller was saying, what Bill was saying. He says he feels like, from what he's seen, is that she was trying to avoid the officer. And who knows? We'll never know what her intentions are. She's dead. But based on her track record of being involved in ICE and being, literally spending all of her time resisting ICE, sending her kid to a social justice school, that was her life. This is someone that moved to Canada for 8 months because she was so afraid of Donald Trump. She came back here. She dedicated her life to fighting against ICE. And then, so you can put all that together and draw your own conclusions. But then again, put yourself in the position of the ICE agent who was standing in front of the car, who then, after she backs up, then puts it in drive. She hits the gas. Thankfully for him, the tires start spinning because there's ice, but then the tires catch and she starts to go forward. Before she even starts to go forward, all that officer sees is a car pointed at him and the engine revving. And once it finally moves and it hits him, which ultimately pushed him back, he then fires the shots. It's amazing that we can have stuff like that on video and several different angles of the video, and people will still argue about what we can all see. It's amazing. But again, I go back to CNN. I was saying this before the break. CNN, in some of the greatest examples of hypocrisy, just 3 days ago on the anniversary of January 6th, had a roundtable where they were all talking about how Ashley Babbitt at the Capitol on January 6th deserved to be shot and killed.
Are we saying Ashley Babbitt deserved to get shot? Is that the consensus?
If you are breaking in to a secure space, the United States Capitol,
and the Secret Service tells you to stop.
You think that woman deserved to die?
Police,
you think that woman deserved to die?
Tell you to stop, and you continue to do it. They have a right to use
You think
force
in another law enforcement circumstance where someone's unarmed and they break into a building, they have the right, they're expected to unarmed.
Hold on a second.
Be consistent. Why don't you actually think about what you're saying? Because this is
I'm saying Ashley Babbitt, Ashley Babbitt should not have been shot.
Something tells me they won't be talking about Ashley Babbitt anytime soon. Just a guess. Ashley Babbitt was unarmed. This lady was not unarmed. She was armed with a vehicle. She actually did have a weapon. And she wasn't, in Ashley Babbitt's case, to compare, she wasn't standing beside other law enforcement officers that were allowing her to do what she was currently doing, which is climbing through that window. I mean, there were two officers standing right there beside her, just standing there, letting her climb through the window. When deranged, unqualified lunatic Michael Byrd shot and killed her. You won't hear anything about Ashley Babbitt over the next few days, weeks, and months. Ashley Babbitt will be a distant thought. No need to bring her up. Now, if you want to talk about other people involved with Nicole Good and their thoughts on how all this played out, you know, the wife who was in the new video, the wife is outside of the vehicle recording because remember, they're there on a mission. They're there to harass and impede ICE. They're not there. Her car's not broken down. She's not trying to find a parking spot. She is there to impede ICE. The wife is on the outside of the car recording because they want film of them impeding ICE to go show their friends and share on social media and act all big and tough. Well, when ICE officers come up to the car and they demand her get out, the wife actually goes around to the passenger side and tries to open the passenger door. But it's locked because she's trying the driver, Nicole Good, is trying to keep police out. So as the wife is trying to get in, that's when Nicole hits the gas, hits the ICE officer, and ultimately gets shot. One relative of Nicole Good has been quoted as saying she should have minded her own business. And wow, what a powerful piece of advice that is. Because if you could have, in fact, minded your own business, you would still be alive today. It's pretty simple. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, Joseph Macklin, the former brother-in-law of Nicole Good, said, quote, "She had no reason to be there, in my opinion. It had nothing to do with her. She shouldn't have been in the way. She had nothing to do with the ICE agents or immigration, so she shouldn't have been there. She should have minded her own business." Joseph said Good had 3 children, including a 6-year-old son she shared with his brother, Tim Macklin Jr., an Air Force veteran who tragically died in 2023. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. And one person that I love, y'all know this, by the way, Grady Judd, Polk County Sheriff, Polk County, Florida, Grady Judd, was asked by the media over and over to respond to this because Grady Judd has this uncanny ability to talk about incidents such as this or just crimes in general and the perpetrators and lay it out in a very plain English, common sense kind of way. So there was an interest in Grady's opinion on that. So he took to social media. Here's what he said.
Hello, everyone. Sheriff Grady Judd here. I've been asked by media outlets and several people to comment on the event that occurred in Minneapolis yesterday. Let me make one thing abundantly clear. You have to be accountable for your conduct. And that starts with the mayor. Did you hear his filthy talk? Did you hear his filthy, uninformed talk yesterday to the people not only of the city and the state, but across the nation? Shame on you. That's lack of professionalism. Now let's look at the event. The investigation's not complete. I am giving you context on the video clip that I saw. Law enforcement officers, federal law enforcement officers, ICE agents, were trying to take the occupant of the car out of the vehicle. During this encounter, the vehicle backed up and then drove directly at the ICE agent. That is a deadly weapon, a 2-ton deadly weapon. So what did the occupant expect? They should have expected to be shot when you commit a deadly assault on a law enforcement officer. So let's do this. Let's send out the message loud and clear. And it should start with the mayor, the police chief, the local sheriff, and the governor of Minnesota. Cooperate with law enforcement officers. Don't resist them. Don't violently resist them. if you do violently resist them, if you do felonious assaults with 2-ton weapons, expect to be shot.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Once you aim your vehicle at anyone, including a law enforcement officer, you are armed and dangerous. You are using it as a weapon. Most things can be a weapon. A toaster can be a weapon if you smash somebody over the head with it. You know, a chair can be a weapon. Just ask Geraldo. A lot of things can be a weapon. And that's what this was. She assaulted an officer with a weapon. Whether or not she dragged him 100 yards down the street is irrelevant. Whether or not the officer got injured is irrelevant. Once you attempt to assault an officer, you're gonna catch some lead. You might catch a taser if you're lucky, but most times you'll catch lead. And so it's all laid out. It's all right there in black and white. See exactly what happens. We have the officer body cam footage now, several angles. Seems like it's pretty open and shut. But unfortunately, as I predicted yesterday, the far left district attorney, Mary Moriarty, is threatening to prosecute the ICE agent who fired in self-defense against this violent agitator. Now, will they actually do that? I have no idea. But the Hennepin County attorney, who is a prosecutor, by the way, and I know you could have guessed this, a prosecutor notorious for her soft-on-crime approach, is now vowing to use, quote, every available lever to ensure a local transparent investigation takes place. According to her spokesperson, he said, quote, we have jurisdiction to bring charges, as do the feds. It's a little bit of a complicated interplay, but the bottom line is, yes, we have jurisdiction to bring criminal charges. And so now the question is, do they attempt to bring charges against this ICE agent, who, by the way, didn't put his boots on for work this morning with the intentions or the anticipation of shooting someone in the head? That's probably, if I had to guess, it was probably the last thing that ICE officer wanted to do. But he also didn't want to get dragged by a car because he had already been through that 6 months earlier. And even though 6 months may seem like a long time, if you find yourself standing in front of a vehicle and the engine is revving and it is moving towards you, whether it's at 2 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour, you've got to make a move. You've got to make a decision. And everything that officer did is in their training. Of course, Minnesota doesn't care about that because Derek Chauvin, everything he did was in his training as well. But it's open and shut. But it's not about that. It's not about what's right and what's wrong. It's about riling up the public, creating more riots, creating more division. That is their goal. That's Jacob Fry's goal. That's Tim Walz's goal. That's all the Democrats in Congress' goal. Their goal is to create chaos in the streets. It's not to protect lesbians that are radical anti-ICE agitators. They don't care. They don't care about Nicole Good. Nicole Good is a pawn in all of this. If anything, they're probably glad Nicole Good's no longer with us because they can now use her for political points. Underdog Fantasy for you one more time. UnderdogFantasy.com, the Underdog Fantasy app. Download that bad boy. Use my promo code HeyNow, all one word, HEYNOW, and get you some bonus entries. That's right. Got playoffs tonight. You got Indiana and Oregon. You got wild card in the NFL this weekend. Plenty of chances to win money. Just make your picks. Pick higher or lower on stats and get your entries right. You can win money. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And for Wild Card Weekend, Underdog's adding a gimme pick on a QB of your choice for any of the wild card games to get you started. That is good stuff, man. I love to get gimme picks from Underdog Fantasy. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code HeyNow to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code HeyNow. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 19 or older and present in Alabama. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You want an example of the insanity that this is all creating, the mentality that these anti-ICE politicians, that the Tim Walz and the Jacob Fry and everybody, what they're creating amongst their people, their lunatic fringe supporters? It's all over social media. You can find them all over the place. I've seen countless videos of people calling for violence. Again, here's a sample of just one of them. I know you probably could have guessed that or guessed this, but the individual that was recording that video was wearing eyeliner. It's time to get guns, everybody. Crazy. And it's, again, tons of that out there. Tons of it. And those are the flames that these politicians are stoking, that media outlets are stoking. They are feeding into this. J.D. Vance pointed that out yesterday. He says the irresponsibility of these media outlets and these journalists with the headlines that they're putting out are absolutely insane. Insane, and feeding into this crap. Ray's in Birmingham. Ray, what's up?
Yeah, I have some advice for the cold good widow. I mean, now that she's breathing, she's all depressed and everything. Well, the FDA approved a new drug for depressed lesbians. It's called Tritoxin.
It's called what?
Tritoxin.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. All right. I don't know. I mean, she's pretty angry. I don't know if that will even help her. But listen, Ray, I appreciate it. I don't know. Can we even say that on the radio?
Probably not.
Did you dump it?
I did.
Okay. I mean, if we thought it was a real drug and we said it, could we? I think you could probably say it.
I mean, you could.
I
mean, go ahead, say it. I won't dump you.
Well, I'm nervous now. If you say it like, y'all know what he said. I ain't going to repeat it. I ain't going to get in trouble on the last day of the week. But if, to his larger point, if she were to try that, I don't know that that would do anything except ruin another man's life.
Yeah, what man would want that?
Right. So, no, don't try that. Wheel of Segments coming up next. Y'all hang tight. No Roofing and OTO Roofing.com. NOTO Roofing.com, 848-2299. That's 205-848-2299. Free roof inspection. I ain't got to tell you. Get it done. Get it done. And get it done quick, man. No time to waste. No time to waste on wasting time. Procrastination, as we call it. Don't be procrastinating, brother. I've been watching a lot of Damon Darling on Facebook. You familiar with him?
I am not.
He goes around and just kind of starts talking to people, like acting weird, and just sees what their interaction is, and if they interact with him, it gives them money.
Maybe I have seen it, just didn't know that was
He's
his
like,
name.
"What's up, bub?" Then he'll give him something. He'll get, like, I was watching this one guy. He was giving him a gift. And he's like, "You ever had a brother give you a gift?" He's a black guy. Last night I watched one, and he had chicken and watermelon, and he was walking up to this one white guy, and he's like, "Hey, bub, can you buy this? Can you buy this watermelon and chicken for me?"
He had it.
He was like, "Can you buy this for a brother?" And the guy bought it for him. And then he turned around, and Damon paid for his groceries.
Wow.
He was like, "This is all I need. Is this chicken and watermelon." It's like, okay. No, it's pretty funny. He's a funny guy. He'll be at the Stardome on the 15th, as a matter of fact. Stardome Comedy Club. I wish I would go if I was going to be in town, but I'm not. Also, I need to, by the way, again, NotoRoofing.com, best of the best. Y'all know this, 205-848-2299, 848-2299. I want to, and I've been talking to my buddy Stacy George and a couple other people about this, coming up on Tuesday, January 13th. I think there's actually 2 dates, but at the Cumberland School of Law there at Sanford, Tuesday, January 13th at 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m., they're doing showings, free showings of The Alabama Solution, the prison documentary that I've been telling y'all. I've been begging y'all to watch this. You can go see it for free at Sanford University, Cumberland School of Law building. If you have the opportunity to go do that, again, 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m., I highly encourage you and your family or whatever, y'all go watch this documentary. And I don't know if they're going to have a Q&A and stuff like that about it, but what a big deal this documentary is. And I've got a lot to say about that because I feel like as of late, I've had a lot of, and part of it's because we replayed the interview with Stacy George, but I've started to have a lot of people reach out to me about the documentary and about the prison system. And it's making me feel like that there's, I'm kind of being pushed in a certain direction to tackle some issues, if you will. And maybe that's all in my head. I don't know. But I am a huge supporter of y'all going and watching this. It's on HBO Max. HBO Max is like $5 a month. You can get it. You can get HBO Max. They probably give you a free trial long enough to watch the movie and then turn around and cancel it for all I care. But just go watch this movie. And if you can, go to Sanford on January 13th, the Tuesday, and catch one of those showings so you can see what I've talked about at length. I've brought this up time and time again on the show. It's very important to me that you go watch it because I want you to understand what exactly we're dealing with here in the state of Alabama with the atrocious prison system. Okay, bub. All right, if you are ready there, Carrie, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Wheel of Suckbucks.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Do you have any extra food?
I don't, sorry.
Oh, you don't?
Give me the jam. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I need food. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Like, what it do? I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I'm hungry. I need something in my stomach.
I'm so hungry. If you are ready, Carrie, let's start off with this headline. British baker's criticism of Mexican ugly bread triggers social media outrage. What does that mean? I don't know because I haven't read this story. Out of Mexico City, a blunt critique of Mexican bread by a British baker sparked a cascade of social media outrage, ultimately leading to a public apology. Never apologize to social media outrage. Never. In an interview for a food-themed podcast that resurfaced online, Richard Hart, the co-founder of Green Rhino Bakery in Mexico City and a well-known figure in international baking circles, said Mexicans, quote, don't really have much of a bread culture, saying they make sandwiches on these white, ugly rolls that are pretty cheap and industrially made. Yeah, because they don't do sandwiches. They do tacos. You got a torta, okay? Okay. I love tortas, by the way. But you make a torta, they use tortillas.
What's
they don't
a
make
torta?
sandwiches. A torta is like a Mexican sandwich. Like it's actually on bread.
Huh.
Yeah. His comments quickly rippled across Instagram, TikTok, and X, with many Mexicans accusing him of being dismissive and insulting of Mexico's traditional breads. What began as a dispute over a bread soon ignited a national debate over food identity, not only over who defines Mexican culinary traditions, but also over the growing influence of foreigners in a capital already tense from a surge of U.S. expatriates and tourists. Quote, he offended the community of bakers in Mexico and all the people in Mexico who like bread, which is almost everyone. That's according to a university student in Mexico City. Nobody cares. Social media was soon flooded with memes, reaction videos, and passionate defenses of Mexican bread. Users took to social media to praise everyday staples, from the crusty bolillos used for tortas to the iconic conchas found in neighborhood bakeries. In many cases, these simple street foods act as a uniting factor across social groups and classes and often cut to the core of the country's cultural identity. While wheat bread was introduced to Mexico during the colonial period, the classic food staple evolved into a distinct national tradition, blending European techniques with local taste and ingredients. Today, small neighborhood bakeries remain central to daily life in cities and towns, serving as social hubs as well as food sources. The incident prompted many to question why a foreign entrepreneur would publicly disparage a staple so deeply embedded in Mexican life. For many, Hart's remarks echoed longstanding frustrations over foreign chefs and restaurateurs receiving disproportionate prestige, as well as concerns over gentrification in the capital. That's dumb.
Over some bread.
He issued a public apology on Instagram, saying his comments were poorly phrased and did not show respect to Mexico and its people. He acknowledged that his emotional response and said he didn't behave as a guest. I made a mistake. I regret it deeply.
How dare he give his opinion?
Yeah, you're the bad guy now because you apologized like a punk. So that's who the bad guy in that situation is. Don't apologize. Don't apologize for your opinion on bread. Stupid. Next up, McDonald's faces nationwide class action lawsuit over the McRib purchases that have been made over the last 4 years. That's right. If you have, in fact, purchased a McRib over the past 4 years, you may be in for some money soon. McDonald's is pushing back against this federal class action suit that alleges the fast food giant misled millions of customers by marketing the McRib as a real pork rib sandwich, saying the legal claims distort the facts. I mean, who goes and gets a McRib and is like, oh yeah, this is all pork? Nobody. The 45-page lawsuit filed on December 23rd in the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Illinois by plaintiff Peter Lee, Charles Lynch, Dorian Baker, and Derek Wilson challenges the sandwich's name and presentation. The complaint argues that the term McRib and the rib-shaped patty would lead a reasonable customer to believe the product contains actual rib meat when it does not. According to the filing, the McRib is made from restructured pork, a processed combination of cuts such as shoulder, heart, tripe, and scalded stomach, none of which qualifies rib meat.
Gross.
The lawsuit raises 16 legal claims, including fraud, breach of warranty, breach of contract, and violation of multiple state consumer protection statutes. Plaintiffs are seeking to represent a nationwide class of consumers who purchased a McRib within the past 4 years, along with state-based subclasses in California, New York, Illinois, and Washington, D.C.
An attorney actually took this case.
Yep.
So stupid.
First launched in 1982, the McRib has become recognizable limited-time menu items, repeatedly disappearing and reappearing in the U.S. and abroad. Its scarcity has fueled a devoted fan base that closely tracks each return. A McDonald's spokesperson told The Independent that the McRib is made with 100% boneless pork, barbecue sauce, onions, and pickles, and does not include hearts, tripe, or scalded stomachs. The lawsuit distorts the facts, and many of the claims are inaccurate. Food quality and safety are at the heart of everything we do. That's why we're committed to using real quality ingredients across our entire menu. Our fan favorite McRib sandwich is made with 100% pork, sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S. We've always been transparent about our ingredients so guests can make the right choice for them. The complaint also references McDonald's 2014 effort to counter McRib rumors when the company enlisted former Mythbusters host Grant Imahara to tour a processing facility. That demonstration showed the patty was made from ground pork, water, salt, dextrose, and preservatives, not plastic or organ meats. Despite that history, the lawsuit contends the McRib's popularity makes accurate labeling especially critical, arguing customers may be less likely to scrutinize ingredient disclosures during short promotional windows. Plaintiffs allege McDonald's deliberately omitted the absence of rib meat from advertising and menu descriptions, causing consumers to pay inflated prices under misleading assumptions. Pricing data for McRib Locator cited the complaint shows the sandwich averaged $5.63 in December of 24 and reached as high as $7.89 in some markets, exceeding the average price of a Big Mac during the same period. Lawsuit claims McDonald's knew or should have known that the sandwich brand and rib-like shape would mislead customers, and that the company failed to disclose the true composition of the product despite exclusive knowledge of its ingredients.
Just call it the McBarbecue from now on.
Yeah, I don't think you can't sue McDonald's for that. I'm against that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I mean, surely these people can find something else to bitch about besides a McRib, right? I mean, shake machine's never working. Quit advertising you have shakes.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, if you're getting a McRib, like, you know good and damn well that ain't rib meat. You know good and well that there ain't a whole lot of natural ingredients going on inside that meal.
I mean, it's fast food.
It's fast food. Like, that's your advertisement right there, is the fact that it's fast food. That's all you need to know. Everything else is simply a gamble. Just do what you got to do. All right, and last but not least, headline from the New York Post. Headline, I snort all of my food. From omelets to steak. It feels phenomenal even though I'm at risk for infections.
Did you say snort?
I said snort.
Good grief.
Catherine quite literally inhales all of her meals. You wouldn't believe it till you saw it. The Virginia millennial blends her food and snorts it through a straw. She showed off this freaking feeding frenzy on Wednesday's Season 7 premiere of TLC's My Strange Addiction. Another My Strange Addiction gimmick. We did one of these already, didn't we? My relationship with food, she said, was very normal up until the point where I was in community college. Oh, so she started snorting in college. I started honestly with a dare to try snorting a flavored fruit drink. I got a head rush, but it was actually fruitier than if I was to have that through my mouth, and it was phenomenal. Since then, I have been having my entire diet nasally for about 5 years. That means she's sniffing blended omelets with spinach and mushrooms, liquefied spinach and steak, coffee, and even spicy guacamole. Catherine confessed that she has an aversion to the weird textures that come with food. She says her curious culinary conduct helps her avoid overeating and choking, declaring that it, quote, has really no drawbacks. Unfortunately for Catherine, this putrid proclivity is off-putting for her friends, family members, and potential paramours. She spent much of Wednesday's episode fretting over how to introduce her odd obsession to her new beau, and spoiler alert, it didn't go well. Catherine had gone on several dates with Justin before meeting him at the District Biscuit Company in Alexandria, Virginia. He presented her a bouquet of colorful flowers. She presented her problem almost immediately. She says, quote, "Are you able to blend the food?" The server said, "Unfortunately, we do not have a blender, but we do have grits, tomato soup, and our in-house vegetarian sausage gravy." Catherine selected the grits because she was assured they could fit through a straw. Justin chose a homemade biscuit with jam. The food arrived, and Catherine took her blue and silver manicured hands and pressed the straw inside her right nostril to suck up her iced coffee. Justin asked Catherine, "What the F are you doing?" At this point in time, I don't know what's in the cards for me and Catherine, he says. But if I can't stomach watching how Catherine eats her food, I can't promise a bright future for us. I feel like I got to go watch these episodes, actually.
That sounds pretty crazy.
Snorting your food, baby. And that's what we call I'm So Hungry.
I'm so hungry. Give me the jam. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Alabama Professional Services, APS, Alabama Professional. Love myself some Alabama Professional. Get that pest control done, baby. Everybody's got to have it done at your home, your business, your whatever. Get the pest control by Alabama Professional Services done. They're the best of the best. Been with us for a long time. They support this show. We support them. I use them in my house. Now you're going to use them at yours. 205-951-9717. 205-951-9717. And find all the information you need to know about them at alabamaprofessional.com. All righty, Earnest Financial. RetireWithEarnest.com. RetireWithEarnest.com. If I get close to the camera, does it make me look extra serious? What do you think, Carrie?
You look pretty serious. Kind of scary.
Well, it's because I am serious. I mean this. I'm seriously serious about the fact that you need to call Earnest Financial. All right? Here's the reason. Because your retirement is your money. You worked for it. You deserve to keep it. You deserve for it to grow. But it's not going to do that on its own. You got to get with the pros. Doesn't cost you anything. They get their fees elsewhere. They don't get them from you. You just got to call and get on the phone with them for a few, and they will work it out for you. 401k, 403b, IRA rollover, tax-free, tax-deferred, doesn't matter. Whatever kind of retirement you got, it's going to work. If you're 55 or older and you got over $50K in your retirement, make this phone call. 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233. RetireWithEarnest.com. I'm serious. That's pretty good, right?
I'm going to call.
I mean, I was all up in that camera. There are so many ladybugs in this studio. Look up at this light here. Look at all the ladybugs on the light. That's crazy.
That's an invasion.
It's a literal invasion happening in the studio. Leland just walked in. Look at all those ladybugs up on that light, up right above you, straight up. Oh, yeah. They're all over the place.
That's nothing, newbie.
Does it happen every time this year? Or this time of year, I guess?
A couple times a year. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. Makes me feel weird. I don't like it at all.
They're called Asian lady beetles.
Asian lady beetles.
Which I always thought was a transgender band that covered the Beatles.
All right. That reminds me of Lady Boy.
The green ones bite.
Yeah.
They do Beatles songs.
Thailand Lady Boys. Yeah. Anyway, we'll bring in one of my pest control people up here to get it handled. All right. So, also Noto Roofing, NOTO roofing.com, NOTOroofing.com, 205-848-2299. That is 848-2299. And y'all hit them up, get that free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. It's all yours. You just got to go get it. They're just waiting on your phone call. A lot of y'all call them already, but if you hadn't done it, now's the time to do it. It's a new year, and it's just one of those things that homeowners, you got to get done. Make it happen. 205-848-2299. And I think that's all I got. I do got to give a shout-out to Paul and Jolie Mandu, who got me this book, which is called The Art of the Tweet. And within this book, every single page of it is a Trump tweet going all the way back to 2011. Every page. Here's some examples. August 28, 2012. Ariana Huff is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why her former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision. I should read some of these to y'all Monday when I get back. This one says, I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. And then the next tweet says, the Coca-Cola company is not happy with me. That's okay. I'll still keep drinking that garbage. This is full of good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm out of here. Leland Live. Up next to next time. See you, cut.